Oi, get out of it!
Welcome to the Out of It podcast. Today's guest is Craig Westenberg. Look at him go. What a star.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Now, straight away, you're from Christchurch.
Yeah.
And how long were you into doing stand-up before you moved to Auckland?
I moved here in 2021. I moved here in May, and then we went into an Auckland specific lockdown for 4 months in August. So that kind of sucked. Moved here, and then all my friends in Christchurch were like, "We're doing stand up," and I'm like, "I've never been more depressed in my entire life." But before I moved here, I flew up a bunch. I was coming up to Auckland once every 2 to 3 months to do gigs. Yeah.
Getting into it. Oh, yeah. Sweet. So it's kind of almost like a slow transition.
Yeah, well, the first time I ever came up here, I did a Monday Night Raw at the Classic, and the whole point I was in town was because I was going to a Kiss concert, but then Kiss cancelled, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm still going to do the Classic anyway. And then I came up, this is where I first met Matt Coombe and his grandma as well. They were both on Raw that night. And I remember asking his grandma, I was like, how come you're doing comedy? And she was like, oh, I wrote all these great jokes for Coombe and he doesn't want them. So I just decided to do it. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, man. That makes sense. And then I saw Coombe's act and I was like, oh bro, you should have taken grandma's jokes, man. You needed them. But yeah, I met Coombe, and then the next time I wanted to come up to Auckland, he was like, oh bro, just stay at my house. We have a spare bedroom. And then, and then every time I came up, I just stayed with him. Yeah. So it was dope. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because did you ever think you'd be in a band before you started doing stand-up? Because you're clearly obsessed with the shit. The first thing that came up was an article from 2013 that was it Otago something or other, and you and your mate when you're 16 going to a concert with
it was when we saw Aerosmith. Yeah, I did want to be in a band, but I realized I wasn't that good at it. So I did the band thing in high school, and then we do the arts evenings or whatever. It was arts evenings, but you get the music grade, so they have a bunch of parents and shit come along and play. Yeah, and it was it was okay. And then I remember one night coming home afterwards, and when I got home, my dad, because my dad didn't want to watch my fucking band play, but my dad was watching the Reese Darby special that's recorded at the Civic, and I remember thinking oh, I'm so jealous that he doesn't have to play an instrument, because I just always felt way more confident without the guitar than with it. So then I was kind of maybe I should just do comedy instead, and then that's sort of what sparked the interest.
That's crazy. So your dad would rather watch you do stand-up that was probably not good than a band.
Oh, my dad doesn't see me do stand-up either.
What?
He said, no. And neither is my mum.
Oh,
I don't invite them. Yeah.
That is crazy.
But yeah, my dad stayed home to watch a Reese Darby special instead of coming to watch my band play at the high school.
Oh my God. Well, that's quite tragic.
Well, I'm glad he did, because when I got home, I was like, oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah, something else is clearly better.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, la-di-da.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been doing it now at this rate?
9 years in November, I think.
And are you professional full-time writer, comedian? Or is there a tragic day job you got?
Tragic day job.
Nice.
However, that's kind of the industry in New Zealand. You know what I mean? It's we're in a rough time where there's not a lot of work out around. So tragic day job. But I mean, that's quite common. I know people who go on 7 days and then go to work the next morning. So it's, it's just the world we live in.
And is the day job kind of in the vicinity of media and stuff, or nah?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay,
no,
class.
No, I wish.
Yeah, because I seen the 2 degrees you got, and it's shit. How's my journalism going?
So I did journalism and I absolutely hated it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I did a 1 year journalism course at the end of my English honours, because I was I don't want to be an English teacher and there's no other jobs. And so I was I'll do journalism. And then halfway through the year, we had to do a work internship. So they sent me to the Timaru Herald for a week. And basically day one, as soon as I sat down, I was I'm not being a fucking journalist. This is so awful. It was terrifying. A town that I barely know anyone, and I have an uncle who lives there, but I don't really know him that well, and I don't have any friends in Timaru. And it's you sit down day one, the entire office, and they go around, they're what's your news story that you're going to write for the day? What's your news story that you're going to write for the day? And I'm just sitting there and I'm I don't know. I thought you told me what to write. Why is it this way? Yeah. So I was I am not cut out for this.
So what do you think you're going to do when you sign up to an English degree?
I wasn't sure. When I finished high school, I wanted to be a comedian, but I think I was too scared to fully commit to it. So I kind of did English to kick the can down the road, purely because English was like my best subject in high school, but also I used to read a lot of Wikipedias, and I saw that like, you know, people like Conan O'Brien and like other, you know, Patton Oswalt and like other comedians I respected all kind of went and did English, except they did it at Harvard, not University of Canterbury. So, you know, they were a lot smarter than me. But I was like, oh, I'll do English and then I'll figure it out. And then I got to the end of the 3 years and I still didn't know. So I was like, oh, I'll do an honors degree just to like extend the time a little bit. And I already started doing stand-up at that point, and I kind of like the security of like, I'll just do gigs on the weekend and do uni and not have to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got to the end of the honors and I was like, oh, I guess I'll do journalism and kick the can out a little bit. And then I hated journalism, and then COVID hit, and then the whole media industry collapsed. And then I was like, oh, shit, what was the point of anything, you know?
Yeah, because that's definitely what I feel like at the moment. Well, I'm 22. I'm taking a gap year.
Right,
from engineering. And bro, you know what I don't want to be? An engineer.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought that when I was 22.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't drop out of journalism school is because I was like, well, I've already paid 10 grand and I'm like halfway through. I might as well just finish it. Like, because in my head I was like, oh, I think it's better to have the degree than to not.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, I'm like, I think saying I was a journalism dropout is probably a little bit cooler than saying I finished it. But, you know, it's fine. I don't use it, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you use either of them?
No, not at all.
Technically, you're a writer, so la-di-da, fucking English degree.
Yeah, I mean, the closest I come is that sometimes I call David Seymour a dick on TikTok. That's probably the closest I come to using my journalism.
Oh yeah, like your Reddit stuff. How much of that is you writing it, and then how much of it is actually stuff you've read off Reddit?
Probably like 96% me writing it.
I thought as much.
Yeah.
The fact that there could have been any truth to the matter, I thought would be interesting.
Yeah, every now and then I see something that's kind of, I'm like, oh, that could be funny, and then I sort of expand on it a little bit.
Yeah, you can punch it up.
Yeah, most times it's just me writing it. Yeah, and I'm surprised I'm still doing them.
Oh, that's probably right here.
Yeah. You're in the room. Yeah.
Oh shit. Where the sausage is made.
Yeah. But yeah, I've done them. I've done so many fucking ones that I'm surprised that I'm like still come up with ideas for them.
Yeah, true. Because I went to like try find the bottom, like just go through your Instagram, and for age I'm just like scrolling, like shit. This car made a lot of videos.
Yeah, well, it happened in October. The first one that like took off. Because I've been doing really shitty TikToks on an account that I've made private now for like 2 years, and none of them really kicked off.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to look for an idea that I could make in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I did that one in October, and it went huge. Like it got like 600,000 views. So I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this.
Yeah. Because I mean, isn't that what everybody's doing? So
Yeah, for sure. And it was cool. Like earlier in the year, I toured with Blake Pavey, Australian comedian.
Oh, you do that again? Because I saw it the first.
Yeah.
I saw it when he was doing his I'm Literally Dying tour. And
I did that one, and then I did this one as well. And I went to Tauranga Hamilton in Auckland with him. But it was quite cool because afterwards they did a meet and greet, and it's like his tour manager was like, come out for the meet and greet. I'm like, no one's fucking here to see me. They're here to see Blake. I don't want to go out. But like it forced me to go out, and then a couple of people would be like, oh, I see your Reddit reels. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, no one, no one said that about me before. So, you know, stuff like that's nice. But yeah.
Quality. Because how have you gone about opening for like and I guess touring with the international acts? Like you got the only two I know of is Blake Pavey and Adam Ray, but still, that's friggin' ridiculousness. Yeah, so the Blake Pavey one, I just reached out to him because he was doing, I think it was like 2023, he was doing Sky City. And I just kind of message everyone. But because Blake's not like, you know, massive Netflix comedian, I was like, oh, I reckon there's a chance he might reply. So I just reached out to him and I was like, hey, man, big fan. Any chance you're looking for an opener? And I sent him a couple clips. And then he replied and he was like, yeah, bro, you can jump on. Easy.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And then I kind of didn't believe it. And then the day of the gig, he messaged me and was like, oh, yeah, be here at 7. And I was like, oh, shit, I guess I am doing Sky City tonight. So that was cool. Yeah, and I did Hamilton with him as well. So that was really sick. And then the Adam Ray one, that one was a little bit more difficult. So like I'd been manifesting, I wanted to open for him for a while. Yeah. I messaged him back in like April being like, do you need a local opener? Didn't even fucking read it. Nothing. So yeah, left me unread. And then I was always going to Dr. Phil in Melbourne. Yeah. And from getting pulled up to do the ad read at Dr. Phil, I also had a meet and greet ticket. At the meet and greet, I was like, oh yeah, I'm coming on Friday in Auckland, and he was like, well, do you want to do a guest spot? And I was like, yes. But then at the meet and greet, he was funny. He was like, yeah, just message me on Instagram. I reply to everyone. And in my head, I was thinking like, I know you don't. But yeah.
Because Kenneth told me about how he messaged Adam Ray to be like, yo, I'm going to open for you one day. And even Kenneth got a reply. So that was ages ago. So you clearly got in when the time was right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was fucking... Because he's my favorite comedian. So
really?
Yeah, he is.
Like stand-up as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I first discovered him through Dr. Phil. Yeah. But then I went back and I watched his like regular stand-up and then like his specials and everything like that. And I was just like, oh, this guy's great. I love him because it's kind of like, you watch his shows and it's like the main thing he emphasizes is just having fun and being funny. And I really like that, and I'm not giving hate to anyone, but it's like sometimes you watch a special and it's like they want to take you on a journey. Yeah. They have this like story and that's all good. But I kind of like comedians who are just like super funny and punchy, and that's what I really liked about him. So like, yeah, it was cool, man. Like I had a front row ticket to his show that I opened for. So that was, that was pretty fucking cool.
Did you see the empty seat in the front row?
Yeah, I saw the empty seat in the front row. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah. Because what was the plan going to Melbourne as mini Dr. Phil?
So I've watched every episode and I knew that he has a commercial break where he brings someone from the audience up to read it. So I said to Renee, I was like, I don't want him to crowd work me because as a comedian, I don't like being crowd worked because I would obviously want to be the funny one in this situation. Plus, I also feel like it's kind of like inside baseball. You know, when like journalists interview other journalists, you're like, nah, it's too weird. But I knew he did that, and I was like, I went as Dr. Phil for Halloween a couple years ago, and I was like, I reckon if I dressed as Dr. Phil, it would like, it's kind of like peacocking, like he might see me in the crowd. So I said to him at the start of the show, I was like, as soon as he says we're going to cut to commercial break, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to go ape shit, because I purposely bought a ticket in aisle 3, because I'm like, he might be looking a little bit above like row 1, and on the aisle, so I could stand up and kind of be seen. And you know what's crazy is that like there were some lads on a fucking stag do next to us. And right as Adam said, we're going to cut to commercial break, the guy sitting next to Renee said, oh, I'm just going to go get some beers. So I stood up to let him out of the row. And that's when Adam saw me. So it was like the universe was saying, like, you have to stand up right now. And then he just like, he saw me, he clocked him. And then I clocked that he clocked me. So then it's on YouTube, but you can like, I point at him and then he's like, well, fucking come on up. And I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, brother. So it was cool. It was fucking wild.
It's craziness that you're like planning it to the point where you're like, nah, not the front row. That's too easy. You got to be a little thirst trap.
It also happened exactly as I imagined. Like I said to Renee, I was like, he's going to ask me what I do for a living, and I'm going to say comedy. So then he'll say, do you want to do a joke? And that's exactly what he said. He was like, what do you do? Where are you from? I was like, Auckland. What do you do for a living? Oh, I do comedy. Do you want to do a joke? Yes, I do. I'm like, these 3,000 people in front of me. I want to do a fucking joke. Dr. Phil, let me do a joke. Yeah.
Oh, because that was at the
it was at the Play Theatre.
That place is ginormous.
Yeah, it's huge. It was weird being on stage because that's where they filmed the Melbourne Gala. So it's like, I've seen countless videos of like, like Ray O'Leary and Melanie Bracewell and like AJ, everyone there. So to be on stage was kind of surreal a little bit. It was crazy. Yeah.
That is silly business.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Yeah.
And so with like solo shows.
Yeah.
Is it like better to do it? Have you found it's, I don't know, guess an easy metric, say more profitable to do it during like the festivals or than any other time during the year?
I think it depends on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it with festival, you have it's like a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that like there's more attention on the festival, so you have more eyes kind of looking for shows to go to. But the bad thing is that, you could clash with someone like Guy Williams, and it's like, the audience might go there.
Yeah.
Plus you also have to pay registration, and then there's kind of like additional fees on top of that as well. Like, if you're using like Q Theatre, you have to kind of pay more fees. If you're doing it outside of Fest, you don't have to pay a festival registration. You can choose your own venue. So, there's places that have free venue hire or like a cheaper venue hire that you can go to. But like, obviously the bad part is that there's not as many eyes looking for comedy at that time. I personally like the Fringe festivals a lot.
Yeah.
Like I do Dunedin Fringe every year. I've done Wellington Fringe like 4 times. It's really, I like Fringe festivals. Registration's a little bit lower and like the heavy hitters don't do it. So, it's not like you or, fucking Guy Montgomery or whatever. It's like you or other people at your level. So it's kind of like a little bit more even playing field.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You and your peers more than...
Yeah, exactly. It's like you and your peers and you're kind of helping each other out and rooting for each other to have like good turnouts and stuff. And, I like to, when I do Fringe festivals, I like to plug my Fringe shows at the end of it as well. I think it just depends though on what you want. Obviously if you do comedy fest, it's like a little bit more prestigious than Fringe festivals, but I've just found it's easy to make a profit at Fringe and like doing it on your own. Know, like every May I do Good Times Comedy Club in Christchurch, just because I don't do comedy fest down there. So I kind of so I kind of go down and take the market a little bit.
Quality. That's all good. Yeah, especially then go back home and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's been your what do you reckon is the coolest venue you've ever done in the country?
I mean, it would be Sky City Theatre, of course.
Of course.
I also got to do, I did in Hamilton with Blake, I think it's called the Meteor Theatre. That was a beautiful theatre. That was cool.
That was this year, right?
Yeah, that was in February. Yeah. And then it's not an official comedy venue, but one of my favorite gigs is that when I was in Dunedin this year, we did a gig in the lounge of a student flat at a flat party.
Oh, tough.
Yeah, so we just bought a microphone and we crammed like 60 fucking Otago uni students in and we just did a gig.
How did you go about running the flat gig?
So I do Dunedin Fringe with my friend Tamer Alexander.
Yeah.
And he's from Otago. He was kind of a bit of a legend. Like he dropped out for, getting too fucking smashed on beers all the time. Well, sorry, that's doing him injustice. He dropped out to become a comedian, but he's kind of like a legend down there. So he knew like people from who still live there. So I was just like, dude, set up a flat gig and we'll just fucking do it. And he thought it was a great idea because then we didn't have to pay registration, venue hire, or anything. Yeah, they just paid us in beers, which, we would have bought beers anyway.
Yeah.
It was rad. I've never felt like more of an old man though, like 29-year-old stepping into essentially a 19-year-old's, fucking...
You would.
Yeah.
I almost feel like a perv, like, oh god.
Exactly. I go in and I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about accidentally pissing on the floor because he's already pissed on the floor. So, we're all good. It's just, there was like, just like a Grand Theft Auto poster on the wall. And I'm like, this is a fucking uni student flat.
Decent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me. Okay, so you've got the writing job. You're doing the shows. You've done the solo shows.
Yeah.
What do you reckon is what's your next like short-term goal almost?
I want to do more stuff in Australia. Yeah. I'm going over to Brisbane in like 4 weeks to do like 4 or 5 nights at Good Chat Comedy Club over there. And I'm kind of hoping I want to like, especially now that I've done the Adam Ray thing, I kind of want to get on the Comedy Store in Sydney. It's kind of like what I'm manifesting. But yeah, it's that. I'd also really like to be on 7 Days as well. If I'm completely honest, I'm like, I just want to, they do audition shows. So I'm like, next time they do one, I really want to message the producer and be like, hey man, let me audition, please. I want to fucking be on this show so bad.
Yeah.
Because I got to do like a short thing on Taskmaster as well. But like,
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the next goal, I think. Like, I just like taking it in small steps, Like when I first moved to Auckland, I was like, oh, I want to get on Big Wednesday. And then I got on Big Wednesday and I was like, I want to do Late Show. And then it was like, I want to do an All-Stars. And then, everything just kind of like happened. Yeah. I find if you do smaller goals, it's sort of easier to like track your...
Yeah, hence I asked what's your like next
progress.
Short-term goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise it'd be like, what's your goal? Oh, to be the king of the world. No.
Yeah, for sure. Otherwise if it was like, oh yeah, my goal is like to fucking, be on the gala. It's like, well, I'll probably not achieve that for maybe ever. So it's like, then you feel like you're not doing anything. But yeah.
Yeah. Because like... coming from Christchurch, which is kind of already a pretty big city, and then like coming to Auckland, which is kind of like, well, there you go, you've kind of topped out in this country. Do you feel like the only other solution to grow is to go to those bigger cities, or do you reckon like maybe like the Joe Damon desk, like just the internet solves all your problems kind of thing? Are you waiting for the industry to be like, here's something, or is it a case of like, fuck it, I'll do it myself?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Joe Damon before he was like Joe Damon. Like, I first met him when he was like 6 months into comedy.
I've seen the photo of you guys at what's that? Finn's in Hamilton.
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw that, but I remember. Oh, maybe it was Dan Sage's Instagram or something. I just remember seeing a photo of you guys.
Yeah.
From like a million years ago, clearly.
But what I always respected about Joe is that he was always proactive in like making your own opportunities, because it's like, you know. So I think it's like a good mix. It's the one thing I learned in LA as well. Like, everyone out there is like fucking hustling. No one's waiting for them to like hand them something on a plate. So it's just kind of like, you know, I've sort of worked, you know, close to like TV industry stuff, and it's like I'd love to like be able to do 7 days and stuff like that, but at the same time I'm like, it's also so good as well to just constantly be doing social media, promoting yourself, doing your own shows as well, because I think that's where like the most enjoyment comes from as well. You know, and that's something you can control.
Yeah.
You know, like I can control what I put on Instagram. It's like I can't really control who's going to be on 7 days. So it's like, you know, I kind of work towards that. So I sort of like, I don't know. I feel like I have a foot in both, but I feel like, you know, social media and being proactive about what you want to do is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, and then kind of a situation of like, you can book your shows, you can sell the tickets. Like, yeah, you might not be able to sell for heaps just yet, but like...
Yeah, exactly. And it's also why I like enjoy running rooms as well, because I'm like, well, then I know I can just kind of, like, I have a spot where I can like try stuff each week. I'm not kind of sitting around waiting for someone to like, you know, put me on a show. I can just like, you know, decide when I want to.
Oh, that's right, because you do Red Bar as well. I completely too ding dong in the brain.
Yeah.
And so, what is it like then? Kind of running the two most accessible shows for like the open micers.
Oh, it's exhausting getting fucking messages all the time.
I can't imagine.
Like, can you put me on this or whatever? You know, it's really nice. It's nice. I like running them. Don't get me wrong, everyone's really nice and everything, but it's like, yeah, it can be a little bit exhausting sometimes. Yeah. Especially if I'm like, you know, want to just like a day where I'm not thinking about comedy, and then I get messages coming through being like, hey, can I be on at Red Bar in 3 weeks? And I'm like, yes, but remind me in 3 weeks, because I'm not booking it at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't have to have the like pull up an Excel spreadsheet of like this person this day, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could. I just, I don't know. I'm kind of lazy.
Yeah, no.
I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not a rocket scientist. You're a comedian.
Yeah, and then I find you book people, and then like, you know, an hour before the show, people will be like, oh, I'm sick, I can't make it in anymore, and then I'm like, well, then all the fucking planning goes out the window anyway. So, you know.
It's not the end of the world. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, la-di-da, keeping you occupied.
Yeah, for sure. But I think everyone should try run a room. I think it's worthwhile. You know?
Yeah. Because, like, do you do a lot of shows outside of Auckland? Like,
not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
When I was first starting out, I used to do it a lot. Like me and Coombe back in the day before we moved to Melbourne would go down and we did the Hamilton cinema gigs, we did Te Awa Mutu, Cambridge, Tauranga, Papamoa, we did all of that. Whangarei as well. So like I've been all over Wellington a lot, but now I kind of like, because I run 2 rooms and I'm quite lucky that like Scott puts me on at the Classic a lot. Yeah. I don't have to leave as much as I used to. I also don't have a car, you know, which doesn't help, but like, you know, it's kind of like if someone's like, oh, you know, there's a 10-minute spot at Navara Lounge. I'm like, well, you know, I really like Navara Lounge. I've done it before, but I'm kind of like, you know, I can do 10 minutes here. I don't have to drive 4 hours round trip there and back anymore. But like, I have a lot of respect for, you know, people like Bobby Gee and like T who are like out there and doing all the regionals. Because I think it's like rite of passage. Like, yeah, me and Coombe used to we used to do it every weekend. Over the summer when there was no gigs happening in Auckland, we used to book like Navara and like the cinema gigs to do like split half-hour shows there.
Oh, is that your Matt and Craig? Oh, Coombe and Craig.
Coombe and Craig make it big.
Yeah.
So we did every Friday. We did like a different town because we were like, the idea was like, no one's doing a show in Te Awa Mutu, so we'll go and do a show in Te Awa Mutu. Yeah. And it's weird playing the movie theatre there. You know, like our opening act was the Wonka movie, but it was fun. It was really worthwhile. I really enjoyed it. So like, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of that. But now I just tend to fly places.
Yeah.
You know, like I do Dunedin, Christchurch, Wellington and then like Melbourne and a couple other places like once a year. You know, LA a couple times. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Because whenever Bobby and T rock up to a show in the middle of nowhere, it's like, well, I mean, T used to live in the middle of nowhere until he moved to Auckland. But then, like, I'll be going to those same ones, except I live an hour closer because I'm not in Auckland. And it's like, oh, you poor buggers driving home have to keep going.
I think living in Hamilton is like an advantage because you're in the middle of everything.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, every time I come up here, people, well, not every time, but a lot of the times when I come up here, people are like, oh, have you moved to Auckland? I was like, no. It was a 50-minute drive. It wasn't hard.
Yeah, especially on the way back after the gig when there's no traffic.
Bro, there's no traffic when I come here at night.
Yeah. I mean, Hamilton is just kind of South Auckland. Like, it's you know, it's pretty close. Like, I get, you know, like when the Tauranga guys want to come up for Red Bar, I'm like, make sure you're doing Raw as well, because it's not worth that far fucking drive, man. Yeah, like I remember, like last Red Bar, I think it was Jesse who was like, oh man, I can just never make it to Ding Dong, and I'm like, dude, trust me, it's not worth that drive. Not on a Tuesday from Tauranga.
No,
bro.
literally not. Yeah, that's craziness. That's craziness. Because then there's people in Hamilton, like, people in Hamilton would be like, oh nah, stuff going to Auckland. I was like, but you'll go to Tauranga instantly, like without even thinking about it, and it's twice as far away.
Yeah.
And then I guess that I just don't think about it. It's the accessibility of the, I don't know, I guess the Waikato and Wide Bop. It's kind of like the same scene, I guess.
A little bit.
Buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have good rooms down there. I like going down, you know?
Yeah, I'm just surprised how many more comedians there are in Tauranga. Because it's like, I mean, in Hamilton, it's so... You would expect there to be more, but it's kind of just depressing old men talking to each other.
You summed up Last Laugh Comedy Club perfectly.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget a good Navara Lounge show these days. Holy crap. If there isn't 3 old guys spewing shit, that's not a Navara Lounge show.
Oh, dude, I love Navara Lounge so much.
Really?
Yeah. One of my favorite shows I ever did was when me and Coombe did a split there, and we sold it out. We had like 70 people in or whatever, but I had a bunch of work friends come, and they brought someone from HR who had never seen me do comedy before. So that was really fun doing, like, you know, having someone from HR.
Oh, well, that's cool then that you guys got a good audience like that. I feel like every time I'm there, the vibes are just like shocking.
Oh man, Coombe once did like his first headlining spot at a Navara, and like I went down with him, and beforehand we did, I don't think that it's running anymore, but we did the fucking Spates Ale House for some reason. And then we did Navara. And there was a Hamilton comedian, and I remember this because it was so funny, because Coombe did his headlining spot, and then they came up to him and they were like, oh, you know, that was just like a tough audience, but you did pretty well, you did good. And then they came up to me and they were like, you crushed it, you were amazing. And I was like, oh, bro. And I felt bad because it was like Coombe's big headlining spot. And like, to be fair, it was kind of shit that night, but I just felt kind of bad for him. I was like, oh, man.
I mean, you get that though, because sometimes you will just do slightly better than other people, and then all of a sudden the crowd's like leaving and they're like, and then you're standing next to everybody else, but they're just like, you, and you're like,
Yeah, I find it so weird when that happens.
It is odd.
Like, I got a message on Instagram over the weekend and someone was like, oh, I loved you at the classic. You're like the highlight of the night. And I was just like, oh, what? But there's so many better people on than me, you know. But it's just, I don't know. It's really flattering, but I still feel weird when people say that. I don't even know how to react when people come up and they're like, oh, you're really funny. I feel like, you know, fucking Joe Biden, you know, like, thanks. Thanks for being a great audience member. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like,
the added attention off stage is foreign. It's kind of like, I've asked for the attention while I'm up here, but you're giving it to me after I did the thing. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, that's why when I MC at the classic, you know, when everyone leaves, I often sit in the green room so that the audience leaves before I get out, because sometimes I don't want anyone to talk to me because it just feels weird. And then it's kind of awkward because it's like, I'm just, you know, especially if it's an All-Stars, I'm sitting in the green room with no one around, just waiting for everyone to leave. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really flattering when it happens, but it still feels very like strange to me, because in my head I'm like, no. I like comedians. You know, people don't like me. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I say to Adam Ray. People don't say this to me. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that you're kind of like, or even just like now, how it's like you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Just like every other person in the world. Like, I don't know, like Adam Ray. He's done all this stuff. But it still seems like he's a world apart where like you overthink it, and he's just like us. He's just fucking.
He did, yeah.
He's just getting baked and talking to his mate in a tiny cupboard with a painting with tits on it.
Yeah. Like I try to be cool around people like because I'm like they're never gonna see me as an equal if I like freak out like because there was one classic when like lockdown restrictions were still in place. It was like a big Wednesday, so it was like the only person allowed in the green room is the next person on and the MC, and then like once you get off stage you had to go back because it was back when you had to like be certain feet apart or whatever. And I think he was in town to film Drag Race, but like Reese Nicholson was on after me, so I got off stage at Big Wednesday and I go into the green room and it's just Reese Nicholson there, and then he like shakes my hand and I'm like, Craig, and he's like, oh, I'm Reese, and I'm like, oh, good to meet you, Reese. But in my head I was thinking like, I've seen his Netflix special, like I know who this guy is, but I didn't want to be, I was like, he's never gonna see me as a comedian if I'm like, oh, I'm a big fan, I saw you at Melbourne Festa, yada yada yada. So I just acted like I didn't know him. But in hindsight, I was like, oh, maybe I should have taken a photo, but I don't know. I was just, yeah. It's the same. I don't know. It's the same as like when I meet like Ben Hurley or whatever. I'm like, oh, is your name Ben? Oh, nice to meet you. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, I grew up watching this guy. I fucking love him. But I'm like, he's never gonna see me as a comedian if I go crazy over him. Yeah,
quality.
Because it was like when I was backstage with Adam Ray in the green room, he was like, have you seen Dr. Phil before? And I was like, dude, every episode, bro. And he seemed like shocked at that. And I was like, oh, whoops. Yeah.
What's it called? Adam Ray, the cheeky bastard. Sometimes I'll be listening, like multiple times now. I've been listening to Kill Tony, just not watching it, just listening to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, wow, this panel person is really weird.
Yeah.
Like singing about titty fucking the whole time. Like, what the hell? Who is and only no last name. This lady's weird. And then not until I turn on the video, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it was Adam Ray the whole time. Or that last time when he came out from the bucket pool as a
Jeremy? No. Oh, Ralph, the Counting Crows guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm sitting in this bus in Thailand, like listening to it, and I'm like, this guy's the man. And then obviously he starts talking too long, and it's just like, Adam Ray.
Yeah, well, that's what happened the first time, because like his very first Dr. Phil Killed Tony with Sam Talent. I was listening to it on a plane trip to Sydney. I was going to a Kiss concert and Renee was with me, and I just like kept laughing maniacally, and she was like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, I have no idea, because I couldn't see the video and it was just titled like Kill Tony, Dr. Phil, Sam Talent, and I was like, I don't think this is like Dr. Phil, but I was just like, I don't know what I'm laughing at, but this is the best thing I've ever heard.
Nice.
It was, yeah. I tell you, when I went to the Comedy Store once, I tried to sign up for the Sunday open mic bucket thing or whatever. So you have to get there early. So I showed up. I put my name down. I didn't get on. Like, I was like named number 4 and I was like, I got this. And then like an hour and a half later, 180 people had signed up and I was like, I don't got this. But like when I showed up, when I got out in the parking lot, because like you sign up on the patio and then the parking lot's behind there. And in the parking lot, I didn't say anything to him at the time, but it was Adam Ray dressed as Jeremy. And I later found out he was there because he just recorded episode 1 of the podcast Jeremy's House, where he interviewed Timmy No Breaks, and I saw him at the parking lot first time at the Comedy Store, and I was like, that's fucking cool as shit, man.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's tough as guts.
It was rad. Yeah, and then Timmy No Breaks, we saw Timmy No Breaks close out the main room, and it was like the fucking one of the best things I've ever seen.
Craziness.
Yeah, it was so fucking funny.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is actually mental.
Yeah, it was so good.
Tough. What was your experience like at Last Laugh while it was around?
I liked it.
Yeah. It was a cool room. Nonetheless, it was a sick room.
It was a very cool room. Yeah. I also liked the challenge because like Hamilton audiences are a little bit different to Auckland audiences and Christchurch audiences and a Wellington audience. They like to be a little bit more blue, a little bit more crass, and I find they really like it when you absolutely take the piss out of their mates. So it was like, I really enjoyed it because it was just a different room to the classic, and you had to kind of like adapt, and it was really fun. Like, I was kind of bummed when it closed down. I was really hoping someone would buy it because I thought it was a great room. Like, in terms of comedy setup, it was like perfect. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, The last night I ever did it was a bit of like a kerfuffle.
I remember that night.
Yeah, because we were doing the 7 show, and then we found out there was a 9 show that we hadn't told us. But like, you know, the previous owner of the club had let like the audience from the 9 show come in, so they had seen me close the 7 show, but they were there for the 9 show, so we had to do the show again.
He also cocked it up because the 9 show was also advertised as an 8:30.
Yes,
so
yeah.
Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong.
Yeah, so then I had to close to, don't get me wrong, it was like fucking 9 people. But it was like, they watched me do a 20 minute or 25 minute or whatever, and then 45 minutes later, they were going to watch me do another 25 minute. So I had to kind of like, I didn't do an entirely new set, but I had to like switch up my jokes on the fly. And it was like, it was a nice challenge. But in my head, I was thinking like, fuck this. Like, I'm so glad this place is fucking closing down.
It's weird because it's closed down and no one's like re-rented it or released the building, so everything's still in there.
True.
Like the sign, that big light up sign was outside forever until we went and stole it in the middle of the day. It's crazy.
I got real starstruck because I didn't know, but like right next to Last Laughs is like that hamburger place that was featured on New Zealand Today because like the owner was racist.
Oh yeah, Redfield Joe. Yeah.
I remember when I first clocked onto that, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm doing comedy by the racist hamburger place. That's rad, man.
Yeah, bro. Oh, that's inspirational, bro.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Cool. Tell me about doing bounces.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
I got that just one day. Joe Damon added me and Coombe to a group chat and was like, "Do you want to just be on my Comedy Central show?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, man." So yeah, the hardest part about it was that it was filmed at like 6 a.m. Because all TV, I don't know why, like I've done one movie as an extra before, and it's like they want you to be on set at 5:30 in the morning, and it just, as a night person, it's fucking tough. But like I remember getting there, and then I had to sit in the makeup chair, and my character, the backstory behind him is that he was meant to be up all night drinking, and because I'm a night person, I had really not slept that much at all, and I sat down in the chair, and the makeup person was like, "I actually don't think you need anything.
No,
like, you look cooked, bro."
You researched for the part.
Yeah, she's like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Oh, this is just my face." You know. And then yeah, he just took us to set. It was cool. Like I knew almost everyone on set anyway. It was filmed at the RSA, which is where I've been to a birthday party before, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, I think the hardest thing about it is that like, you know, with stand-up and being on stage, you kind of have to be like loud and larger than life. But because it's TV, they're like, no, you have to be a little bit more, you know, conserved within, and like, you know, the microphone picks everything up or whatever. And it was like a weird adjustment to me. And I just remember thinking like, oh, I'm fucking bombing so hard at this right now. But then also it's like, it's a pre-scripted show. Of course there's, you know, there's no laughs or whatever. But like, yeah, it was fun. It was an experience. You know, it's cool that it's on Neon. So
it's on Neon. Oh.
Yeah. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched that episode just because I hate watching myself. But
I only watched it today because I heard you in that podcast with your mate from Christchurch
say
that you were in
Shout
it.
out.
Yeah. I heard you say like, oh yeah, I used the Comedy Central credit because, you know, why not?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when I was in LA, I was like, yeah, I've been on Comedy Central. You know, Comedy Central New Zealand and Comedy Central is the same
presented
thing.
by TVNZ.
Yeah.
What's it called? But no, so I watched it today, and the funniest thing I thought about that episode was Lane. Because I've met Lane two different times. Once, the first time I met him was... at the Classic Bar. Like, I'd never seen him. He was just a drunk guy in the bar. I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then I saw him at Ding Dong when he started talking about cutlery like a madman. And not wasn't until the end of the set where I realised, oh, that's the guy from the bar.
Yeah.
And then it was in that exact same situation when I was watching it today. I was like, oh, that's fucking him.
Yeah.
He's built different, that fella.
Lane has also been on an Air New Zealand safety ad from back in the day as well. So you might have seen him. He was on a Burger King ad as well. He's kind of like, to me, Lane is like the fucking Forrest Gump of like New Zealand TV commercials. Like, you know, you'll just be chilling, watching TV, and then I'm like, oh, that's Lane. There he is, man.
And the same with that gym fella. I can't remember his last name. I feel like it starts with a C. But he's in like, I don't know, I always see him in ads.
Oh, yeah, no, I know the guy. I can picture his face. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was also in the thing, or whatever, the police.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I was glad Lane was there. He was like a calming presence because I was kind of nervous about it before we did it. So at Bouncers. Yeah. So, and then when I saw Lane there, I was like, how can I be nervous about something there's fucking Lane in it? Like, Lane's the silliest person I've ever met in my life. Like, this would be chill as. So, you know. It was cool. Yeah, in the script, me and Coombe were listed as like punter 1 and punter 2, and we kept.
I thought as much.
Yeah, we kept messaging Joe. We're like, surely we do a punters spin-off. like, come on, brother. Let's get it done, man.
Oh yeah, like I seen that student film you were in, and it was like, ooh la di da. You're not just dead corpse, you're dying corpse.
Oh fuck, you saw that?
I saw everything.
Oh shit, you really did deep dive.
Yeah, bro. Oh, well, this is a silly little show we're making out of nowhere. Where's the Wayne's World impression been?
Oh man, yeah, I did Wayne's World one Halloween when I was like a year into comedy. Yeah, that was
a year in.
Yeah, it was like a year in. Yeah.
What was that venue? 'Cause, like the camera angle was craziness.
Oh, it was a venue that no longer exists in Christchurch called Strange & Co. And Strange & Co. ripped hard. Like, it was the best. Like, it was tiny. It was kind of like, imagine Red Bar, but it had like a second level to it.
Yeah.
So that was filmed from the second level, and it was like, there's like a hole from like bottom to second, so that's where the camera was, and that's where the stage was.
Yeah, because that was the weird part of seeing like the clearly the outline of like the banister from the upstairs thing. I was like, it looks like he's looking down a bloody turret.
Yeah. But that was cool because then you could like literally watch the show from above, and then you could go down when you were on. It was great. That was like that was like the premier gig in Christchurch. Like every single Wednesday there would be like 60 people in, and it just was so good.
Real.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, that was kind of like the room where I sort of like cut my teeth a little bit because it was
sick.
like when I first started out, I was kind of like too scared to do it every week. I'd try and do it every 2 weeks. So the week I wasn't on, I would go there and like watch, and it was just like, that room is the best. Like, yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. I wish it was. I was like, man, if I could do that room now with the material I have now, it'd be so much more fun. Because like I used to get big laughs, and I was terrible. I was so bad for like the first 3 years. It was just like, and I'm not amazing now, but yeah, I was really bad, and I was like, I'd get laughs in that room, so it was like, yeah,
that's stellar.
It was fun.
Because what's the I guess the scene is the word. It kind of sounds pretentious to say that. What's the scene like in Christchurch?
It's good now. I was really offended. They made it really good after I left. But like Good Times Comedy Club is really good. If you haven't done it, I would really recommend any North Island comedian to go down and do Good Times Comedy Club. It's so good. It's such a nice place. The team who runs it is amazing. And the gigs are great. The people come out for it. It's really good. But that kind of only came about in... I actually think they opened in December 2019. So, you know, terrible time-wise. But before that, they used to do gigs all over the city. And when I was coming up, I had this like really good problem that I don't think most people have, is that there were too many gigs and not enough comedians. So for like the first 3 years, I could do 6 gigs a week in like different venues throughout Christchurch. Yeah. And it was good for like getting my confidence up. Like, you know, again, the writing really wasn't that great. Yeah. I was still pretty terrible, but like it just really helped me feel comfortable on stage, because I didn't really feel comfortable till like, honestly, I would say probably even like 2 years ago. Like it still just felt really like, you know, I would be in a room when there's like 4 people in the audience, and I would be pacing out back like, this is life or death, you know. If I don't get one fucking chuckle, you know, my whole confidence is crushed. So like, yeah, at that point it was really good just to do 6 shit rooms, and then Strange & Co, which was amazing, and then the rest of them were terrible. It was just really worthwhile, I think. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. That's mean. That is tough. And so did you like go down, did that involve going to like the same way Bobby and T are running around like headless chickens? Did that involve like going to like Dunedin and stuff, or Nelson, or? At
that time I didn't go to Dunedin. A few of the other people in the scene did. I didn't, just because I was still going to uni, but like I went down to Timaru a few times, and Timaru's awful. Like, I don't know if anyone's from Timaru is watching, but fucking move. Like, you know, it's like... I guess geographically it's like about as far away from Christchurch as like Hamilton is to Auckland, but like it's so different from Hamilton. It's like, it's just an old folks home.
Oh yeah, I've been there once.
It's fucking grim.
It was kind of like Sad Napier.
Yeah. Oh, I did a gig there, and like the venue that they did it, like they didn't close or like shut off people before the gig started. So they had like a table full of like I think it was insurance people in, like maybe 30 people in for like a work thing, and then they decided like, oh yeah, I guess comedy starts in an hour. We'll just have to make sure people come in now. We have tickets, but like people who didn't buy tickets, they didn't kick out of the room.
Yeah.
So it was like doing comedy for like a work function who didn't give a shit that it was on and was very adamant about talking over it. And the lady who ran it at one point nearly got into a fight with these like fucking insurance people. And I was just like, what am I doing?
Just because the venue double booked them?
Yeah,
my God.
Yeah, exactly. And then the gig was okay. I mean, I have the recording. I'm sure if I listen back now, I'd be like, that's fucking awful.
You still have the recording?
I have voice recordings going back to about 2018, I think.
Voice recordings, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hectic.
Yeah.
Because like the videos, they just chew through the memory. It's got to get them going. I'm never going to rewatch them.
It's the worst, yeah. I used to, especially when I film myself at the classic, I'm like, oh, that's a sick bit of crowd work. I'll fucking edit that. And then I put it on my computer, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, why do I have this here? Like, I'm like, I can't remember the crowd work. And then I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch myself back to find it, you know?
Real? Oh, no, I love watching myself back. I'm always
I hate it. Yeah. I hate watching myself do crowd work because I find when I'm watching it back, I think of something funny that I should have said in the moment, and then I get annoyed that I don't. You know, I can see myself thinking. Yeah. Like, usually if I'm like, oh, that's cool, I'm like, yeah, you just need a moment to think, don't you, bro? You know.
I guess I've never done that much crowd work, so I've never had to do that. But yeah, always watching myself back to be like, okay, this 3-minute chunk, silence.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Got to remember, like, I won't remember the silence if I don't watch it back.
Yeah.
Times.
I used to do it more earlier on. I don't do it as much now, but like, yeah, when I was first starting out, I used to always listen to myself.
I guess you kind of know what you're doing now.
Oh, well, yeah, I think because I'm like a little less panicked on stage that when something isn't, you know, when a new joke doesn't go well, I am aware that it's not going well in my head. I'm like, well, I need to fix that. So I'm kind of like, I don't need to listen to it back to know that it has silence. I can kind of...
Yeah, you've got
I remember where the silence was. And then
you've got the composure on stage to be like, take a second, that was shit, remember that, carry on.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like, I think in the earlier years, it's like a little bit harder to be as aware when you're on stage. Like, you know, the first couple of years I'd get off and I'd be like, oh, that was fucking great. And then you listen back and you're like, oh, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm not amazing now, but I'm just saying, you know, when I bomb, and I bomb a lot, but I'm a little bit more aware of it. And in my head, I'm kind of like, well, that was shit. So, you know, I need to write something different to that. Yeah.
I went all the way to Napier last week to do the first ever 15-minute set. Oh, that was 7.5 minutes of silence. Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. My first 10 minutes was rough. Yeah. I used to do this thing where I used to, it's going to sound so fucking stupid now, but I used to have this joke earlier on where it was like, the gag was that I'd always have like underwear on under my boxes, and then I would do this whole big thing, and then the big reveal, I'll take my pants down, and the reveal was that I would actually have underwear on top of the boxes, and then there was another layer where I was like, yeah, but I do that just for this joke, so I actually have like another third pair of underwear on underneath or whatever. But I needed that to fill out time. So when I did a 10-minute spot, I needed to do this shitty underwear gag to like reel it back.
Yeah, he was a prop comic.
Yeah. But at the time, everyone was like, oh, that joke is amazing or whatever. And then like recently I saw a video of it and I was like, how the fuck did anyone let me on stage?
Yeah, like ashamed of yourself, maybe?
I was really ashamed. But now it's like when I MC, I'll do like 10 minutes back then felt so long. And now when I MC, I'll accidentally do like 18 and I'll be like, where the fuck did the time go? Yeah. You know, but there'll still be a large chunk of silence in there. But I'm like, you know, it's just,
carry on, get to the next part.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Bloody do. Because like, do you feel like you did most of your, like you said you cut your teeth in that one room, but like, do you feel like you've done most of your learning, with like the real high quality gigs or like the shit ones, or like is it bombing that is really the only way you do learn?
I think you learn more from the shit rooms than the good ones.
Yeah.
Like when a room is really, really warm, it's kind of like ducks in a barrel. Like, you know, if it's like a really great, I don't want to like sound insulting, but if it's like a really great audience where like everyone kills, it's kind of easy. I feel like you don't learn so much from that. I feel like it can kind of inflate your ego a little bit.
Yeah. Do you ever walk away from those ones going like almost feeling like they're lying to you? It's like they were too good. That can't be true.
A little, yeah. I had one of those recently where I was like, nah. That one was like, yeah. But it's the bad rooms that I think definitely are better. Like there was a gig when I was starting out at a bar called Carlton in Christchurch, and like no one did it because it was notoriously bad. It was in like the rich part of town, and no one gave a fuck about the comedy. Nice. Like, oh man, there was one year they did it, and it was Melbourne Cup Day, but they didn't turn the TVs off, and the TAB thing was like next to the stage. So I was like halfway through a setup, and then the audience starts yelling like, fucking go, whatever. And they were yelling at the TAB, and I was just like, what am I fucking doing here? But like, I learned more from doing that than I think from doing like, sold out gigs with like 65 people or whatever, because you kind of have to work a little bit harder. And when you're on stage, you kind of like, I don't know, you're almost like panicking of like, well, what the fuck else is funny? What can I say here? And that's kind of where I think it's a little bit like better. And I like doing those rooms because I found if a joke got a laugh in a bad room, then I'm like, well, then that's a good joke. And I can keep that on like a big room. Whereas like sometimes when the crowd's really easy, I find, bad jokes can get a laugh, and it's like, that's not that funny. It's just the room's fucking good. But like, if it's 4 people who don't give a shit and you get one of them to crack a smile, then it's like, oh, okay, I think I'm onto a winner here.
Yeah, outdone yourself. Yeah. And so what about like things like improvising, the riffing, I guess crowd work, it's a lot of improv riff situation.
Yeah.
Is that something you were kind of like decent at, or like muscles you had to grow? And if so, how did you grow them?
Oh, I was really bad at it starting out. Really bad. It was just like trial and error. Like I hated doing crowd work, and then when I started emceeing, and I wanted to MC because it's kind of like it gives you an additional spot and the pay's a little bit better. So I was like, I kind of want to do that. And you're also a little bit more bookable. But yeah, when I started emceeing a bunch, then I kind of just forced myself to do crowd work. And then once you kind of keep doing it, you get a little bit better at it. And then like, now it's definitely not like, at the start, it was like I had social anxiety. Like, I'd talk to someone, what do you do? Oh, fuck, please be nice.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, I don't really give a shit anymore. Fuck, the other week on stage when a bald guy was making fun of me, he was like shaving off, and I pointed and I was like, no, grow yours out, pussy. But I was in my head, I was thinking like, I wouldn't have done that 4 years ago. I wouldn't have called someone a pussy on stage.
That's such a good shout though. Shove it up, grow it out.
Yeah, I was
that is mean.
Yeah, but like, stuff like that just comes from, it's just trial and error. Like the more you do crowd work, the better you get at it, I think. Like, and I would just say like, don't be afraid to be shit for a while.
Yeah, and so you're 9 years in, what do you think you're, like, what are you working on? Like, what are the new things you're kind of like realizing, learning kind of thing now then?
I think my writing gets better every year. Yeah. Hopefully, so that's good. And then it's just like confidence. And I think I'm at the point now where I'm just I'm having more fun now than what I've ever had. And I think that's like good, because it's like when I started out, all I really wanted was like, I wanted a place where I could just do stand-up because I liked being on stage, and I was like, I just kind of want people to see me and be like, oh yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. And that's like all I wanted. And now I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm sort of at that point now where people are like, oh yeah, no, this guy's pretty crack up. And then it's just, I don't know, it's just fun, you know? Like my whole self-confidence isn't determined by a gig going good or bad anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing now is that bombing to me is really funny. Like the whole situation, because when you think about it, it's like, I left the house to do comedy, and then the audience left the house to see comedy. And then in that moment, I'm doing comedy, thus seeing comedy, and everyone is hating it. And that to me is so fucking funny. Like that's hilarious to me. But it's just, I think what I've learned, it's just fun. And, you don't have to put your whole self-worth into it. Like, you know, you can just do it and have fun and make a bit of money, and that's perfectly fine as well.
He does. So do you have any like plans to do more like solo hours or such, anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna tour another solo next year, I think. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do Dunedin, Wellington, Christchurch, Auckland.
Is that something you're working on now currently, like writing that?
Yeah, I have most of it in the can. So I have like a good 45 minutes of it. I'm just kind of working out the ends a little bit. So yeah, and I'm hoping, because, you know, I have a couple thousand on Instagram now, I'm hoping it'll be a little bit easier to sell tickets as opposed to when I first did my solo. The first hour I ever did, I think there was 12 people and 2 dogs in the room. So that was...
That's more than 4 people and no dogs.
I know, but I'm terrified of dogs, so it was kind of fucking hilarious. Like, Coombe invited some of his old high school buddies to come watch, and they brought fucking dogs.
Why are you scared of dogs?
Oh, it's just always a thing I've had since I was like a kid. But
lovely.
Yeah, I was just on stage thinking like, this is perfect. This sums up, you know. I think I was like 5 years into comedy at that point. I'm like, yeah, this is 5 years worth of work right here. 12 people and 2 dogs, you know. But yeah, hopefully it goes a little bit better next year.
And you're not going to go chase Coombe to Melbourne?
Nah, not at this stage. I'm kind of lucky here where everyone above the ladder for me has moved overseas. So now I'm kind of pushed up a little bit. And so it's like, you know, I don't think if a lot of the people who moved overseas had stayed here, I don't think I'd get as much work at the Classic as what I do now. So I'm pretty happy with like...
Yeah, you know, you're slowly becoming the big fish.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I'm kind of, you know... It's like me and Itai at the moment for the Classic. So like,
get it in you.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that at the moment. I want to go to Australia a little bit more, but I don't really have a desire to move to Melbourne. Yeah. I'm not a huge Melbourne fan. I think I'd move to Sydney instead of Melbourne.
What about like England and America? Like,
I would move to America in a heartbeat if I could. Obviously visa shit is like hard.
The paperwork.
Yeah. I don't know about England. I haven't really had any desire to go to England. I hate winter, so I don't know if I'd like London.
So what parts of America have you been to? LA anymore?
I've been to LA and I've been to Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sweet as.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back next year. I want to go to more of America. The problem is I just really love LA. Yeah. Like every time I'm in LA, I'm like, I don't want to fucking leave. This place rocks. Oh, yeah. Right. LA is the shit, man.
Oh, real?
Yeah, it's so dope.
Oh, fuck.
It's cool as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was doing the wrong things. I was there, I was 14, so I had no say on what the hell we were doing, but even I was like walking around going like, oh, this place is a bit shit. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. It is shit. Yeah, but I like it because it's shit.
Oh, there you go.
Well, like Hollywood is like rough, but like West Hollywood, you know, where like the Sunset Strippers and like the Comedy Store and Laugh Factory, all of that, it's fucking gorgeous.
Oh, okay,
like,
cool.
I love that. But yeah, Hollywood is nothing like the movies. It's not like, I do a club there in the heart of Hollywood called the Hollywood Comedy, and it's like when the Uber drops me off, it's like, you know, there's rubbish and shit all over the footpath and there's like cracks everywhere, and then you walk around a corner and there's like a tent of like homeless people and you're like, this is horrible. And then you go a couple streets over and then it's just like, you know, the Walk of Fame, and it's like glamorous and shit, and you're like, what the fuck is this city?
Yuckus muckus.
Yeah, but I really dig it. I'm a huge fan.
Have you got any plans to go back there soon or no?
Yeah, hopefully their summer, our winter.
Oh, sick.
Hopefully, yeah.
Nice, tough.
That's the goal, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm tempted to go to Austin and just sign up for Kill Tony, but you know, we can't all be Anthony Crumb. You know?
Yeah.
Shout out Anthony Crumb.
Prime zone. What about New York? No.
Oh, yeah, I want to go to New York. I'm just not infatuated with it.
Oh, real?
It's also a long-ass flight. Like, it's 18 hours. Like, LA is 12, and when you get to the end of that 12, I'm like, I'm pretty fucking ready to get off the plane.
Yup.
Like, the idea of having to sit there another 6 hours after that is rough. Like, because I can't sleep on planes. Like, I kind of struggle to sleep in a bed. So, like, you know, I don't know if I could handle 18 hours in economy.
Oh, that's not going to be great. Yeah, I've booked flights to Texas, and then the flight home is from New York.
Nice, man.
I fucked myself. Something wicked with that. So
yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Nah, right, man. When I went to LA last time, I watched Space Jam 4 times in a row. So,
what?
You know, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I wanted a movie that was like easy going that I'd seen before. So I watched Space Jam and I got to the end of it and I'm like, well, let's just fucking watch it again.
It's like that kid that did the same joke for 6 minutes straight.
Yeah,
He's like, fuck, that works.
Yeah.
Let's run it again.
I actually did a gig with Lane once and he did that. It was an 8-minute spot. There was 2 people in the audience and he was like, I only have 1 new joke. So he did it 14 times.
Oh, okay, I guess I know who I'm doing a podcast with next. Oh my God.
Yeah, get Lane on. Lane's great, man.
He's a madman.
Shout out, Lane Pilkington.
Let's go. Oh yeah, well, fuck, we'll call it here. That's been class, bro.
Yeah, sweet as, man.
Pretty decent.
Hey, thanks,
bloody dart. Cheers for that.
Oi, get out of it!